girl, hey. So, I sometimes just let Buttercup just do what he wants to do. Look at him. Oh man, he just moved himself down. I opened the lid of the enclosure and he popped out. So I done full on opened all of the enclosure now. And look at him. He just chilling over by his water. Everybody. Now, if this was at nighttime and I wasn't sitting in here, this would probably be really scary because he would definitely be out. But typically, this is what happens when I leave it open. And this is where he's about to sit for like a while. So, one thing I have noticed is I am struggling to keep the temperature and humidity at what he needs in this winter season. It's hot, it's dry, it's like, not hot enough. Then there was already a heat mat on this enclosure. Then the rat chewed up the wires, and now the mat doesn't have a thermostat, and that is not good for him. And so I'm waiting on another one. Y'all, it has been a lesson of trying to make sure I take care of him and all the things. And see, he hasn't done much moving. I'll be glad when I get him his new enclosure. It is going to be so much bigger, and my little guy is going to have so much space. But we're not there yet. Look at him. Look at him. So, all right. Fun little. I legit forgot that I had where you were sitting. But fun little fact about ball pythons is they like to go on hunger strikes. And I knew this going into it, but also what I'm realizing is that the hunger strike could really be my fault about trying to keep his temperature regulated. It's a struggle. It's one of the things as a new reptile owner that I'm like really understanding, trying to figure out. I'm glad that it was a ball python. They're a little bit hardier as I like play around. And I say play around, I don't really mean play around even a little bit. I mean, try to figure it out. And as you're figuring it out, you're making some mistakes. And unfortunately, I have made a few mistakes, but how else am I going to learn if I don't make these mistakes? So, I'm excited to just get a bigger enclosure. When I got him, I literally thought he was smaller than he was in my brain. And then I got him and I was like, this is a little bit smaller for you. So what you typically want is you want a snake, or you want an enclosure as long as your snake is. And he's definitely longer than this enclosure. So, and then I would really like some real life plants in there, but snakes, especially ball pythons, are heavy bodied snakes. And so I've had plants in there before and he just slithers over them and kills them. So I'm trying to figure out how I would want to do that. In a perfect world, money is not a problem and I can buy like the more expensive plants, but no, that's not where we're at right now. So anyway, also you guys, he is still sitting in that same spot. If I choose to leave this space, I would not, because I'm not comfortable enough for that. And there's too many places for him to be in my room. Eventually I will have like a reptile space and he'll be able to be free in it, but that's not what this is right now. So that is a long time coming from now. I say that, but I also never ever thought I would have my own snake. But here we are with the snake and a potential second one coming later on this year. So, and I'm glad, like, because I'm glad I'm trying to figure this stuff out now with Buttercup, because the next snake I want requires so much more humidity and different things like that. And so if I can't even figure it out for a ball python, how am I going to figure it out for my rainbow boa? So, and I'm also excited because what I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade Buttercup to a bigger, better enclosure for him. And then I'm going to use this enclosure for my rainbow boa when I get it. And with that, it gives me time to get the bioactive enclosure set up, which is super exciting. So I'm going to have real dirt and isopods, which is like they'll come in and they'll eat all of his not all of it, but they'll eat his excrement, his urates from when he uses the bathroom. And so I'll still scoop them up or what have you, but having the little cleanup crew will definitely help with fungus or anything else in that, and I'll be able to have plants and things. And so I plan on getting that like set up and nicer by that time. Or also there's this other enclosure I was going to get, because boas do like a little bit of height, and so this is not a high one. So ball pythons are more of like a terrestrial. They are semi-arboreal, which means they do climb, but they don't climb a lot. But I don't think that's like a one size fits all kind of thing. You know, there's outliers, just like there's outliers in humans. However, rainbow boas are definitely more arboreal. So I'm gonna have more height or climbing spaces for him, her, it, than I probably would for Buttercup. And also, I think I'm going to try to do like a little pool for him. One of the things that I want to do with Buttercup's new enclosure is I want to give him a bigger water dish. You want to have a water dish that is big enough for the snake to like lay in if they want to. And so that is like the goal. Oh, I thought he was actually about to move, but all he did was move his head. All right, well, anyway, I kept just rambling for a second thinking he would like do something, but also no, he's not. So maybe another time. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Remember, you are beautiful, you are amazing, and you are enough. See you next time.